Hi guys, it's Jess from Honest Fiction and welcome back to my channel. As many of you know, The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout is going to be released later this month. So in honor of that, I'm doing my From Blood and Ash theories / The Crown of Gilded Bones predictions video. Alright guys, before we get into the video, I just want to say that this video will be full of spoilers for From Blood and Ash and A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. This is really just going to be filled with theories that I think could be happening in A Crown or The Crown of Gilded Bones, as well as what I hope is going to happen. Also, if you don't know yet, I post new videos every Tuesday and Sunday, and if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you enjoy this bookish content, you can hit that notification button and be notified whenever I post new bookish videos. That being said, let's get into my predictions. All right, let's start with Alastir. So Alastir is definitely suspect. He starts off seeming like he likes Poppy and cares about her, but it seems like he's really trying to drive a wedge between Hawke and Poppy. I'm pretty sure he was who was behind when Beckett ended up luring Poppy into that group attack. So I noticed on my reread that Poppy only senses fear from Beckett when Beckett is around Alastir. So when Poppy first meets Beckett, he just seems like a happy-go-lucky kid / pup, and then she saves him, fixes his legs, still no fear. But then later, when they're in the dining area and Beckett is serving Poppy, she senses fear from him. This is after the incident that happened where Poppy fixed his legs. But also Alastir is right next to Poppy. So maybe he's actually sensing fear from Alastir. I know they are related. I think Beckett's like his great nephew, or so they're somehow related. So I think Alastir is the one who convinced Beckett to kind of set Poppy up. Possibility. Also, Alastir and Victor. There's some kind of connection there. I honestly have no idea how this would work. I know that Victor was married and lost his wife and child. I think it's mentioned, I meant to look this up on my reread and I just didn't catch it, that Victor had a brother at some point that disappeared, but I don't think that timeline works out for Alastir and Victor. The only reason I think they're somehow connected or related is because Jennifer L. Armentrout keeps referencing that Poppy recognizes Alastir's voice and that his voice seems familiar. Now, does the voice seem familiar because Poppy keeps having these dreams and she remembers this man who also has a familiar voice? Now, this could be Alastir's voice saying that, doing this very creepy poem that's pick a poppy, watch it bleed. So, my thoughts, and this could be wrong, obviously all of this could be wrong, I think that Alastir actually was sent to help Poppy's parents escape the Ascended, because that is something he was known to do, and that he ended up finding out that Poppy is actually a deity or a demigod or something, which is a threat to Queen and King Daenerys' throne. So he ends up betraying them. I think that's what happened. Now, I also have questions over if Poppy was actually attacked by Craven. So she remembers being attacked, and she says she remembers a lot of blood, and she remembers mist, which we also learned it could be from the gods. So was it actually Craven that attacked? Because I feel like they wouldn't just leave bodies all over, they're blood hungry. Could it have been one Atlanteans that attacked that were sent by Alastir? Could it have been Wolven? Those make sense. It would also make sense because Poppy was bitten by the Craven and she didn't turn. So what if she was never actually bitten by Craven? What if it was an Atlantean or a Wolven? I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying that maybe they were working with Alastir for the good of the Daenerys. Next up is the woman in the red pearl. So in the first book, a woman that is described with having black hair, tan skin, and I think golden eyes tells Poppy to go upstairs, and that's where she inevitably meets Hawke. So who was this woman? Because at first we think that she is working with Hawke, but Hawke doesn't know who she is. So I've seen some things out there that she could be an Atlantean, which is very possible. The way she's described, that does sound like an Atlantean. But it also seems like Hawke / Castile would have known her if that were the case. Then I've seen someone say that she is a god, which also could be a possibility. I mean, we find out in the second book that gods can appear to Poppy. She has that ability. So Was it a god, or was it the first maiden? I think I saw this on a Facebook group. I will link the theory because it's not my theory. I saw someone else say it. That she was the original maiden maybe, and like she escaped and she's trying to help Poppy out. So that's a possibility. I think that's kind of interesting. I am leaning towards God at the moment, but we will see where that goes. I'm very interested. I hope we find out in The Crown of Gilded Bones. Next up is Poppy's brother, and I have no idea what they're gonna do with that, and also Castiel's brother Malik. So I feel like either we're gonna see Malik and he is gonna be completely destroyed and just not at all what Castiel remembers, and Castiel's gonna end up having to like murder him or pick between Poppy and his brother, because I think his brother, if he's been in captivity as long as like they're saying, his mind should just be completely warped at this point. But there's also the possibility that Castiel or that Malik could be almost like almost brainwashed by the Ascended maybe, and that he was supposed to marry Poppy during her ascension. I saw that theory and I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know if that's actually going to play out, but that would be kind of cool if that did happen. That like, or not if that happened, I don't want that to happen, but if like that was what they were planning for like those two to get together and almost create like more Atlanteans for them to like use. I don't know, it's kind of messed up, but that's a possibility. Ian, I don't know what's going on with Ian. I feel like Ian, at this point, obviously is turned into a vampire. He's turned into an Ascended. I think Poppy's going to have to make a really hard choice as to what to do with her brother. I think that he is past helping at this point. I think if he already kind of, I know he didn't choose to become a vampire, but obviously like he had to feed on people if he's still alive. I think he's kind of past the point of no return. I'm very excited, and I really hope we get to see what happened with Ian in this next book. That is something that I really had hoped was going to happen in A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, and it didn't, so I'm very excited to see what goes on in The Crown of Gilded Bones. But like I said, I don't think Ian is going to be able to be saved. I think like he's, like I said, past the point of no return. This is just a random question that I really want answered, but what is inside the ring? There is an engraving that Poppy can't read on her wedding ring, and I'm just so curious as to what that engraving says. I really hope we find out in The Crown of Gilded Bones. I can't wait. I'm really excited to find that out. All right, final theory is actually my favorite theory, and it's really out there. So we know that King Malik had an affair with Isbeth, and that's what created the first vampire. What if Isbeth was pregnant and she had a daughter, and it turned out that Isbeth was actually Queen Ileana, and that daughter ended up having Poppy? So that would mean Isbeth / Queen Ileana's granddaughter is Poppy. It also fits because we know that Malik cheated on Castiel's mom, and Castiel's mom knew about all of this. So what if she sent Alastir to destroy that line? Makes perfect sense, and that would explain why Alastir like wanted to, or why I think Alastir would want to get rid of Poppy. She knew that she was descended from Malik's line. So I think that's a possibility. Also, it doesn't exactly go with the whole Nikos thing, because I do think she's somehow related to Nikos, but I do really like this theory. So I don't know. It just makes a lot of sense. So we will see if that happens in the next book. All right, guys, that's it for my theories and predictions of The Crown of Gilded Bones. Please let me know in the comments if there's any theories I missed or what you guys think might happen. I'm so excited for this book. I already said this, but I post new videos on Tuesday and Sunday, and if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys next week. Bye.